What's good, everybody? I go by Q10, host of this podcast, the One Flame Podcast. Stay tuned. Today, we're going to be starting an adventure. We're going to be going into studio building. This has been a topic, a thing that has been brought up to me quite a few times, mostly because I've had my own home studio for a long time. I've been doing music production, beat production, songwriting, and recording for years now. And a lot of my loved ones, friends, and kids that I've taught and over the years have all come up with the same question: what do I get first? How do I build my own studio, my own home studio? And so today, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to start breaking down my setup here at the crib, and give you guys a little bit of insight on, I guess, the thought process behind what kind of recording studio you should build. Because it's I think a lot of, especially new cats out there that is trying to get into studio building and get into recording and all that kind of stuff, they think that it's like a one size fit all. Like, you're going to you're gonna go out and just build this DAW, and everything is gonna be what you want it to be. But everybody's not the same, and everybody's not getting into the music for the same reasons. And so what I like to do is I'd like to ask some questions first before you even go out and buy your first setup, And what I'm going to do and what I'm going to try to attempt today is to break it down as efficient as I can, like the thought process behind building your first, or building a studio in general. But this is mainly for new heads out there, for the ones that's been asking me for a while, what do I do? What do I buy first? What computer? What all that? This will start you out in a way that, at least you'll be on the right thought path, on what setup you have. When I was in school, I went to Full Sail University down in Winter Park, Florida. One of the takeaways I got from that was the thought process behind what type of studio you have. There's of course there's recording studios in general. There's production houses where it's more on the music composition side. Then you have recording suites for doing voiceover work and doing Foley and all that kind of stuff. And the list goes on, as far as what specifics you're doing or you're using your studio for. And I think, like I said, there's a misconception that especially with a lot of these new cats getting into recording and making music and releasing content. You can easily spend too much money, is what I'm saying, if you don't know what you're getting in it for and what you're trying to get out of your setup. Um, you could be a music producer and not even have to have like a microphone in your studio. You can just build a really basic production house where you're just cranking out beats. If that's your bread and butter and that's what you're trying to do, you can just like, if you're starting out and you want to spend the bread efficiently to where you're gonna get what you want out of it without like breaking the bank or having to sacrifice quality. Like, this is something that you can take and be like, okay, wait a minute, let me do this a little strategically. Let me let me let me really think about what kind of lab I want. Um, if you're just a singer songwriter, like, there's no reason why you need to like um well and again, depends on what type of singer songwriter you are. If you if you have no experience with making a beat and you really are just a vocalist, like you write songs with your guitar or whatever, and you don't have any engineering experience, and really all you're trying to do is get the vocals down so that you can collaborate with your production team or go to a studio or hire a band and all that kind of stuff. You don't need to have you don't need to start out with uh, with the whole shebang as far as like a beat production studio, a pre-production house kind of thing. You just need a recording suite. You need a good microphone, a good preamp interface, that kind of thing, and a nice um, quiet space, or investing your pop filter, you know, to where you can have a really clean vocal. Getting plugins that are specifically for getting a good vocal chain, you know, those kind of things. Like, kind of being like being strategic about what you're going to go out and purchase for. So, I guess the first question you need to ask is, what are you trying to do as far as being in the studio? Like, are you the rapper? Are you the beat maker? Are you like an overall engineer? Uh, like, what are you trying to do? So that's the first question. The second thing, and this is really big for me, um, is scalability. Scalability. If you're balling on the budget, which most of us are, if you're not capable of buying everything that you want, and you go to Guitar Center or Sam Ash, or if you over where I'm at, or you can get to Sweetwater, or you get on the website and you're seeing all the stuff that you want to get, like, it could get daunting on how you're going to build your lab and what you got to cut corners to do to be able to get what you want. And so what I came up with a long time ago, it just hit me, is like, if I can't get everything I want right now, how can I build up to it? What can I get to what can I get right now that will give me scalability to where I don't have to go up and rebuild every single time I go out to purchase a new item? Like, what equipment, what software, what gear will allow me to keep building on to what I've already got? That is like the magic sauce right there for me. Like, for anybody that's trying to build a lab, like, that is my thing. That's my go-to. Like, when I'm looking up the equipment, when I'm looking up programs, like, it's hard for me to switch uh, software, or just a brand name in general sometimes, because I have that in mind. Like it takes a lot for me to go out and like really like, all right, I'm about to give this a try. Because I need to know that I'm I'm that this thing that I'm about to get is worth switching up my whole setup for, you know. And fortunately, like shoot, the studio stuff of like the stuff that's out there right now, like the way the industry is and just the way things are going, they have it set up now where you can integrate with a lot of stuff. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. It wasn't. It wasn't where like everybody wasn't user friendly like that, where you can just buy whatever equipment you want, whatever interface and software you want, and it's all integratable. And like all you have to do is like plug in and go. It wasn't. It really wasn't, and it made it hard to try to really pick out stuff that you want to get to where you're trying to go without spending a whole bunch of money. So the blessing right now for a lot of you young cats out there that's trying to build up your setups is that you guys, even though I'm saying think scalability, um, scalability is part of the program now. Like it's really part of like the thought process, and I think people have grasped that. Like the manufacturers of these brands, they grasp like that's a attractive thing for somebody that's trying to get into this is how can I build my whole setup around this piece and this piece and this piece and it turn into a monster um where you can do everything you want to do, you know. So that's that's pretty much my spiel for today because I am going to get into the gear that I have and why I have it, but that is the nuts and bolts of it right there. Like that's where my thought is first. Like scalability. And then the first thought I had was like why are you building the studio? Like what are you wanting to get out of it? What are you doing that is part of the process that you're um that is going to get you to the end result that you want, you know. Now, and I'm not saying that you can't go out and build an elaborate setup to where everything's all in-house because that's what I did. Like I like being able to do everything for myself, but I got the education and the know how to do it. So, you know, that's that's a decision you're gonna have to make. You know what I'm saying? Like on like what are you how are you gonna do this? The time frame that you're gonna be able to put into it and the money that you're gonna be able to put into it to be able to get to where you really want to get to. Um, so you gotta just think efficiency. But I appreciate y'all. I wanted to keep it short. I wanted to just give you like a little quick 1-2 punch, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully you get something out of it. Make sure that you guys like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'm hoping to be able to provide a podcast where we can have some conversations and build on. Like I said, make it scalable. You know what I'm saying? So, this is going to be a thing where we're going to be like touching on everything in the music culture, hip hop culture, pop culture, and then even getting into the technical side of things like this. But this has been a recent question that's been like that I wanted to touch on. Cause my like honestly, my nephew, he's trying to build a studio, and there's a couple other people. I got other family members that's asking questions and stuff like that. So I wanted to do a podcast that is reaching out to everybody, but I wanted to do something that is relevant to everybody too. That it's already being asked of me, you know. So if you guys have any questions, if you have any thoughts or opinions, or just like as you see things come out with my podcast, I would love to get the feedback so I can address things, and just let's do this organically, man. Like, I'm going to try to take this as organic as I can, and just enjoy my time, man. I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a blessed day, and just, tune in for next one. All right. Peace. What's good, y'all? This is Q10 with the world premiere of the One Flame Podcast, episode 1. On this episode, I'm going to be basically giving y'all an intro of what the podcast is going to be about, so stay tuned. Check. Yeah. What's good, y'all? This is Quentin Q10 Williams. And this is me recording my first podcast. I don't even know if I'm gonna release this or not, but we're doing this. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I've been wanting to reach out, start speaking about different things, pop culture, music, and just things that's going on in general, just that I think I could address in a different perspective. And so this is episode 1. I really don't have a format for this. This is more or less me just trying to see how this will play out. But let me give you a rundown of what I would like to see happen going forward. I got a lot of really creative friends that I would eventually like to bring on and have discussions. I have a lot of very opinionated friends as well as myself, that could share perspectives on different topics and things like that. So as you guys get to know me, as you get to know some of the things that I would like to discuss and we can discuss, I'd like to get you guys' feedback on what we should talk about. But let me back up for a second. Let me give you a rundown of who I am. First and foremost, I am a father, a husband, and I am an entrepreneur. I am a person that does believe that there is something beyond this life. I grew up in a Christian home, so I definitely believe that there is something out there that is bigger than all of us. And a lot of what I am and who I am is involved in all that. And so, for better or worse, that's me. Then we broaden up that bubble. Outside of that, I'm a huge hip hop head. I'm a creative of visual and audible content. I haven't had a chance to express myself in the way that I would love to. And that is something that I am working on right now, currently, and trying to really just push the limits of what I thought was possible for myself. There's a lot of things, a lot of misconceptions, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to this, but just like misconceptions on how things need to happen, um, or what should happen before you get to this point and that point. And one thing my life has definitely shown me is that nothing is the way, nothing happens the way it's supposed to happen. It happens how it happens. And usually it happens when you take a leap of faith and just step out. And so, even in this is like me stepping out and doing something that I have no idea of how it's going to turn out. Um, but I have to do it. Some of you guys out there probably have that same feeling that's like, if you don't do this, if you don't take a chance, if you don't take that leap of faith, if you don't just go and screw up something and mess up, that you're never going to know what really was supposed to happen, and you're going to regret it. And so a lot of my content is going to be on that, because I am an optimist. I am a person that believes in, like, there's always a chance. You're going to hear me talk about like inspiring things all the time. Like, that's one of my things, is like, I like hyping up people. I like hyping up myself. I like believing that things are possible. And big reason why is because a lot of the things that's happened in my life has happened because I just like, I believed and willed it to happen. So this is me currently willing things to happen and hoping for the best. Now, you're also going to learn there's been tremendous amount of setbacks in my life, whether it be internally or externally, and just like the struggle of getting to where I am now. Um, it's real in the field. Um, you're gonna learn about fear. You're gonna learn about how that can cloud judgment. This is just gonna be a real world podcast. And like, again, like the format and the topics that I'm gonna address, I'm gonna keep it wide open, because right now I don't have like, as much as I thought about it and as much as I took the time to try to figure out what is the best thing for me to talk about, it's just been like, Q, just get on there and talk and just speak from your mind and your heart. And so hopefully that makes sense to somebody out there, and it makes somebody, or it inspires someone to do the same in some way. I guess my goal with this is to start a conversation and to inspire people to reach out and continue to do what they want to do. And then, like, if this can generate an income, I would love that. But I think that more than it becoming an income source, it needs to just be a means to start conversations. Conversations I've been needing to have, and just sharing my heart. So I hope that comes across. I hope that
people that would tune in got the like a like mindset. Uh, I hope we could talk music. I hope we could talk about lighthearted things, pop culture. You're gonna hear about the things that I'm I'm a geek face. I'm from the hood though, so uh like you're gonna hear and see uh well, I don't know about see. Maybe if we get a video camera, but you'll hear about just how I get down. And so welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the world of Q. Welcome to One Flame. Just another extension of One Flame's media of creativeness and things that I want to share with the world. And more than anything, I just wanted to be a positive thing for anyone that tunes in. So I wanted to keep this episode short because, I really didn't have a special topic, but this is just me introducing myself and getting to know y'all a little bit, or you guys getting to know me, because this is a one-sided conversation. But be looking for future episodes. Hopefully, like I said, we'll have a little bit more structure as far as like things I'm going to talk about. Maybe a day that we hit on a certain item and things, and then be looking out for some of my guests that I hopefully will have on here. Make the conversation a little bit more two-sided, and getting some of your perspective and comments and thoughts and even topic suggestions on here. So yeah. Appreciate those that tune in on this first episode. So yeah, peace out, y'all. I'll talk to you guys soon.